So today we have DCEU Superman taking on Monsterverse Godzilla. Who wins? Let's find out. So, born on the doomed planet Krypton, Kal-El was sent to Earth as a baby by his parents for his own protection. Upon arriving, he was adopted by the loving Kent family and was given the name Clark Kent. Realizing he has powers, he decided to use them for good and become the superhero named Superman. Due to his physiology, his cells store solar energy from our sun, which is the source of his powers. And due to being exposed to our sun all his life, he's more powerful than any other Kryptonian. He has immense superhuman strength, being able to send Doomsday into space after a few punches, overpower Wonder Woman, embarrass Steppenwolf, easily lift and carry a large building, and when Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg were pushing against him, he was able to push them all the way simultaneously. Even as a child, he was able to pull a school bus full of people out of a lake. His body is virtually indestructible, as he can easily withstand massive explosions, withstand tremendous blows from General Zod and Doomsday, survive the full force of the world engine's gravity beam, a nuke, and the blast from separating the three mother boxes. He has an immense level of speed, being the only one on the team able to keep up with Flash, and he proved to be much faster than Aquaman and Wonder Woman. He has tremendously enhanced senses. His heat vision was able to hurt other Kryptonians and match Doomsday's heat vision, and his Arctic breath was able to freeze Steppenwolf's axe almost instantly. And finally, he's a skilled tactician and fighter as well. And in the other corner, we have Godzilla from the Monsterverse. Also known as Legendary Godzilla, Godzilla is a massive titan and recently became the true king of the monsters. He's one of, if not the biggest titan today, standing nearly 400 feet tall and weighing over 90,000 tons. Because of this, he has an immense strength and can use his massive mass and size as a weapon in combat. He's strong enough to kill the smaller male Muto with a tail whip, lift and toss the bigger female Muto, knock over a huge skyscraper, cause tsunamis just by coming ashore, tackle Ghidorah through a large building easily, and even match strength with the bigger Ghidorah as well. He has an extremely strong bite force, being able to bite off one of Ghidorah's heads in 2 separate occasions. He's very durable, being able to survive Lord knows how many extinction level events throughout history. Easily withstood attacks from both Muto simultaneously, attacks from Ghidorah, a few of Ghidorah's gravity beams, being dropped thousands of feet in the air by Ghidorah, the 15 megaton oxygen bomb, and then he doesn't even notice being hit with rockets, missiles, tank shells, etc. Despite his size, he's surprisingly fast and agile, being able to swim up to 40 knots, aka 46 miles per hour, run at great speeds while charging Ghidorah, and smashing the male Muto into a building with a tail whip while still tired from his long slumber beforehand. And finally, his signature weapon is his atomic breath, that he only seems to use when he can't physically overpower his opponent. But it was powerful enough to hurt and kill the female Muto, as well as hurt and push back Ghidorah several dozens of feet through buildings as well. So, who wins? Well, physicality is going to play a huge role in this fight. So who is stronger? Well, Clark is strong enough to overpower Wonder Woman and Aquaman, punch Doomsday into space with just a few punches, easily lift and fly away with a huge building full of people, and just completely embarrass and trash Steppenwolf. But Godzilla is massive and is strong enough to overpower both Mutos simultaneously, match strength with Ghidorah, even easily tackling him through a giant building, cause tsunamis just by coming ashore, bite one of Ghidorah's heads off in 2 separate fights, and kill the male Muto with just a tail whip. If I had to say, Godzilla is ever so slightly stronger, but Superman is much faster. Like, Godzilla is surprisingly fast for his size, but it's nowhere near in the same league as Clark's. This far superior speed actually grants Clark a better striking power. Now, durability. Well, they're both completely bulletproof, and things like rockets and missiles don't do much of anything to them, if anything at all. Clark is tough enough to survive a nuke, the full force of the world engine's gravity beam, the blast caused by the separation of the three mother boxes, and Cyborg's blast hardly even phased him. But Godzilla survived being dropped thousands of feet in the air, a number of extinction level events throughout history, a few of Ghidorah's gravity beams, and the 15 megaton oxygen bomb. To be honest, I'd say they're equals in this area. So, what about their other powers and abilities? Well, I don't think Superman's heat vision or Arctic breath will do anything but possibly and momentarily stun Godzilla. Nothing more, and maybe not even that. Godzilla's atomic breath is his most powerful attack, and it can easily hurt Superman. Thing is, not only is Superman more than durable enough to take it, but he can easily dodge it. Due to his speed, everything is slower to him, except for the Flash, which means he'll easily dodge it. Because even though the blast itself is very fast, the build-up to it isn't. And even if Godzilla does hit Clark with it, he probably won't a second time. Because Clark is an expert tactician, and he'll realize that Godzilla's entire spine glows blue before he does the atomic breath. Clark's flight and speed will also allow him to land more hits and dodge almost every attack. But Godzilla has showed great durability to powerful impacts, which is all Clark has. So, who wins? Well, it'd be a long and very destructive fight, and the city they're in will be completely destroyed afterwards. But I gotta go with Superman due to his flight and speed, and I've even come up with two possible ways of him winning. Firstly, he might be able to lift, carry, and throw Godzilla into space, which would eliminate him from the battle, since he was able to easily lift a large building. Now, the building didn't weigh 90,000 tons, but he easily done it, meaning he could probably do it to Godzilla and just throw him into outer space. And secondly, if worse comes to worse, Clark can just fly into his mouth and come out the other side, which might kill Godzilla, since he has no remarkable healing factor like his past versions of himself. At the end of the day, DCEU Superman wins. Please like and subscribe, all that great stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!